The wind came first, dry, low, and tired. It moved across the field, lifting dust and whispering through the wooden rails. My horse raised his head, ears turning toward the sound. The sky burned orange over the far hills, and the air smelled like rain that never came. Then I heard it, a voice, weak, close. "Please, somebody." I turned. Nothing but the dirt road, the fence, and the long shadow of my barn. The voice came again, softer this time, almost carried away. "Help me." I walked toward the gate, hand resting on the revolver at my hip. It wasn't fear, just habit. Out here, voices after sunset rarely meant peace. When I reached the gate, I saw her. She stood barefoot on the road, dust stuck to her dress, hair wild from the wind. A small satchel hung from her shoulder, and her face was thin like someone who'd forgotten what food felt like. "I need help," she said, her voice cracked, rough from thirst. I didn't move closer. "Who are you?" "My name's Clara," she said. "Clara Turner." "Where you from?" I asked. "Southridge," she said. 2 days' walk." 2 days. I looked at her feet, blistered, bleeding. "What are you doing out here alone?" She looked past me toward the barn. "I need a horse." The words hit strange in the quiet. I stared at her for a while, trying to read her face. Desperation was there, but something else too. Pride. "You're lost," I said. "You need water, not a horse." Her eyes lifted, steady now. "Please, I'll pay you back." "With what?" I asked. Her hands tightened around the strap of her satchel. "With me." I froze. The wind went still. "Say that again." "Trade me for a horse," she said quietly. "Just one. My brother's dying. He needs a doctor in town. He won't make it till morning." I stared at her, unsure if I heard right. "You offering yourself for an animal?" Tears filled her eyes, but her chin stayed up. "I ain't got money. I ain't got food. I only got time, and it's running out." My stomach twisted. I'd seen all kinds of bargains in my life, but never one that hurt to hear. "Where's your brother now?" I asked. "Old rail shack by the ridge," she said. "He's been shot. Fever's coming fast." I looked at her again. The dirt, the bruises, the shaking hands. She was telling the truth. "I ain't taking you for a horse," I said. "That's not a deal I make." She stepped closer, voice trembling. "Then take me for nothing. Just help him. Please." I looked away, jaw tight. "I don't get involved in other people's messes." She laughed once, dry and bitter. "You live out here alone, don't you? You think that's peace? You just built yourself a cage." I met her eyes, anger flashing, but her words dug deeper than they should have. I sighed. "You got a name for your brother?" "Jacob," she said. 16. Fool kid tried to stand up to the sheriff's man. I cursed under my breath. "The sheriff? Boone?" She nodded. "You know him?" "Too well," I said. "He takes more than he gives." I walked to the trough and filled a tin cup with water. I handed it to her. She drank slow, careful, like someone afraid it would end too soon. "Thank you," she said. I nodded once. "You can rest a bit. Then we'll ride." Her eyes widened. "You'll help?" I said I would, I said. "But I ain't taking you as payment. You keep your pride." She stared at me silent. Then she whispered, "You're a good man." I shook my head. "No, just tired of seeing bad ones win." She sat near the gate, holding the cup. The last of the light fell across her face, showing the dirt and the beauty underneath. I turned away, feeling strange, like I'd opened a door I promised never to touch again. Inside the barn, I saddled Milo, my gray stallion. He snorted, restless from the wind. "Easy, boy," I said. "We're heading out soon." When I came back, she was standing again, holding her satchel. "Can you ride?" I asked. "I used to," she said. "Then hold tight," I said. "It's rough country." We started as the sun disappeared. The sky turned red first, then purple, then black. The only sound was the hooves hitting dirt. "How far's your brother?" I asked. 4 miles, maybe, she said. "Down by the old tracks." "You walked all that way?" "I couldn't steal a horse," she said. "Didn't seem right." Trading yourself did? I asked. She looked down. Right and wrong stop mattering when someone you love is dying. I didn't answer. The words hung in the air like smoke. After a while, I said, "What did he do to get shot?" "Defended me," she said quietly. "Boone's men came for our land." Jacob said no. I gritted my teeth. "Boone's been bleeding folks dry for years. You know him well?" "He took my ranch once," I said. "Took my wife, too. I'm sorry," she said. I shrugged. "It was a long time ago. But it still hurts," she said softly. "Everything worth something does," I said. We rode in silence for a while. The moon came up, pale and full. She leaned against me, weak from the journey. "You'll fall," I said. "I won't," she whispered. "I'm fine." "You're not fine," I said. "You're shaking." "I just haven't eaten in a day." I stopped the horse and reached into my coat. "Here," I said, handing her a strip of dried meat. She hesitated. "You'll need it later." "I've got more." I lied. She ate slow, quiet, every bite small. "You have a name?" she asked. "Samuel," I said. "Samuel Graves." "You live out here alone?" "Mostly," I said. "Got a horse, got silence. That's enough." She smiled faintly. "You sound like my father. He said silence keeps a man honest." "Maybe," I said. "Or maybe it just keeps him lonely." She didn't answer. Her head rested lightly against my shoulder as the road stretched on. After a while, she spoke again. "Why'd you help me?" "I don't know." The sky turned black before noon. Clouds rolled over the hills like smoke from an old fire. I knew rain was coming, and bad rain too. "Stay close," I said. "The trail gets rough past the ridge." Clara nodded without a word. Her hands gripped the saddle horn tight. She rode behind me on my horse, Milo. She was small, but I could feel the weight of her fear through her silence. "You ever ride before?" I asked. "Once," she said. "When my father was alive." "He a rancher?" "No," she said. "He sold books." Words didn't save him. I said nothing. The wind picked up. Milo's ears twitched. The first drops fell, big, cold, and sharp. "We'll stop under that ridge," I said. She looked ahead. "We can't stop long," she said. "My brother's waiting." I heard the shake in her voice. "He'll keep waiting if we drown out here." She didn't answer. I guided the horse into a shallow cave. Rain crashed outside like bullets on tin. "You can dry there," I said, nodding to the rock wall. She climbed down slowly. Her dress clung to her skin. She tried to brush off the water but gave up. I tied Milo near the mouth of the cave and sat across from her. "You eat today?" I asked. She shook her head. I tore half a biscuit from my bag and handed it to her. "Not much, but better than nothing." She hesitated. "You shouldn't waste it on me." "I'm not wasting it," I said. "Eat." She took it and bit small. The sound of rain filled the silence between us. After a moment, I asked, "Your brother, how bad is it?" She looked down. "He's bleeding still. Fever comes and goes. What happened to him?" She didn't speak. I watched her eyes. There was something more than pain there. It looked like guilt. Finally, she said, "He got hurt in a fight." "What kind of fight?" I asked. She wiped her face. "The kind that ends a life." I felt my stomach turn. "He killed someone?" Her eyes lifted to mine. Lightning flashed, and for a second her face looked older than her years. "He didn't mean to. He was scared. Who was it?" She hesitated. "A man who worked for the sheriff," I cursed under my breath. "Boone's man?" She nodded. "You know him?" "Everyone knows Boone," I said. "He owns half this valley." "And he owns us too," she said softly. "Not anymore," I said. "You don't understand," she whispered. When my brother ran, Boone said he'd take me instead. He said it was payment for the blood spilled. My jaw tightened. "So you ran?" "Yes," she said. "I ran with nothing but his jacket and my promise." "What promise?" She looked at me. "That I'd bring him to safety or die trying." The wind screamed through the cave. Rain poured harder. I poked the fire with a stick, but the flames refused to rise. "You know what you're asking me?" I said. "I'm asking for help," she said. "That's all." "Helping you means crossing Boone," I said. "That man doesn't forgive." She stared into the rain. "Neither do I." Her words hit harder than thunder. For the first time, I saw steel under her sadness. "Why didn't you tell me this before?" I asked. Would you have helped me if I did? I thought a long moment. I don't know. Then I waited for the right time, she said. Lightning flashed again. I saw the truth in her eyes, fear mixed with pride. You could have lied, I said. Most would. I don't lie, she said. I already paid enough for other people's lies. I leaned back. The rain softened to a steady hum. You sound like someone who's lost too much. I have, she said. And you? Everything, I said. Long ago, we sat in silence. Fire finally caught. Small orange light touched her face. It made her look fragile, like something built to break, but still standing. After a while, she said, You don't ask much about me. I ask what I need to know. And what do you need to know? Whether I'm helping a victim or a killer. She stared at the fire. Sometimes they're the same. That shut me up. I had no answer for that. Hours passed. Rain slowed. The cave grew quiet, heavy with thoughts neither of us said out loud. When the storm eased, I stood. We ride when it clears, I said. We'll reach the doctor by nightfall. Will he help us? He owes me, I said. He'll help. Why do you help us? She asked suddenly. I didn't answer at first. I tightened the saddle, checked my rifle, gave Milo a pat. Because once someone helped me when I didn't deserve it. I said finally. What happened to them? They died for it. Her breath caught. I'm sorry. Don't be, I said. Just don't make their mistake. What mistake? Trusting too easy. She didn't argue. She just looked at the ground. We mounted again when the sky turned gray instead of black. Water dripped from every leaf. The trail was mud. Hold tight, I said. I won't fall, she said. I've heard that before, I said. We rode in silence. The forest smelled of wet earth and pine. Her breath brushed my neck as she leaned forward for balance. You ever think about leaving this place? She asked. I tried, I said. But the past always follows. You sound tired, she said. I am, I said. But I keep riding anyway. She gave a small laugh. Then we're the same. We reached a small river swollen from the rain. The current was rough. I stopped. We cross here, I said. It looks deep, she said. It always does, I said. But it's the only way. I guided Milo in. Water rose to my boots. Clara gasped when it hit her legs. The horse fought the current but kept moving. Halfway through, she whispered, If we die here, will anyone know? No, I said. But maybe that's mercy. When we reached the other side, she was shivering. I gave her my coat. You'll freeze, she said. I've been colder, I said. She pulled it tight. You're not like other men. That's what they all say before they hate me, I said. I don't hate you, she said. Not yet, I said. Her eyes met mine for a long moment. Then she turned away. We rode until dusk. The clouds cleared. A red sunset bled over the hills. There's the town, I said. See that light? She nodded. Yes. That's Dr. Brooks' place. He'll fix your brother. Will the sheriff be there? Not yet, I said. But soon. What will you do when he comes? She asked. I'll think of something, I said. I always do. She smiled faintly. You sound sure. I'm not, I said. But I've learned to lie well enough to survive. She said nothing after that. The only sound was the wind and the slow steps of the horse. When we reached the edge of town, lamps flickered through the rain mist. I stopped and looked back toward the hills. You could turn around, I said. You don't owe me anything. She shook her head. You don't understand. I already traded everything. For what? I asked. For a chance, she said. For hope. I looked at her, wet, tired, and still proud. Then hope's all we've got, I said. I led the horse down the muddy street toward the doctor's house. Behind us, thunder rolled one last time before the night went quiet. The storm was gone, but something worse was coming. I could feel it deep in my chest, the kind of calm that only comes before a new kind of trouble. Rain hit the roof like small stones. The barn smelled of dust and iron. My boots sank in mud as I pushed the door open. Inside, the dark felt alive. Jacob, Clara whispered beside me. It's me, a weak voice answered, shaking. Stay back, I saw a shadow move. Then a boy, maybe 16, crawled from behind hay bales. Blood soaked his shirt. He held a rusty gun. Don't come near, he said. I ain't dying in chains. I'm not here for chains, I said. Put that down. He aimed it at me. You with the sheriff? No, I said. Your sister brought me? Clara stepped forward fast. Jacob, stop. He helped me. He gave me a horse. The gun trembled. The boy's eyes darted between us. You trust him? I do, she said. He saved us. Jacob coughed hard, blood on his lips. Then he's a fool. Sit down, I said. You'll bleed to death standing. He lowered the gun. I caught it before it hit the dirt. Clara dropped to her knees. Jacob, let me see. It's bad, I said. He's losing too much. I don't care, she said. He's my brother. I know, I said softly. Let me help. Jacob flinched when I tore his shirt. A deep cut ran along his ribs. Looked like a knife wound. Who did this? I asked. He looked away. The sheriff's man. I shot him first. I pressed a cloth to the wound. You missed the heart. Lucky. Not lucky, he hissed. I wanted him to hurt. Clara gasped. Jacob! He groaned. He called Ma a thief. I couldn't stop talking, I said. Save your strength. Clara held his hand. You should have run. I did, he whispered. Till I couldn't. His body shivered under my hands. I tore my sleeve and tied it tight across his ribs. You'll live, I said. If we keep it clean. He looked at me. Why do you care? Because I remember being saved once, I said. Didn't think I deserved it either. He stared at me like he wanted to argue, then closed his eyes. Stay with me, I said. Don't sleep yet. I'm tired, he said. Let me rest. Later, I said. After you drink. Clara fetched water. I held his head up. He drank slow, lips shaking. Good, I said. Better now. He nodded weakly. You'll die for this, mister. Sheriff, don't forgive. I smiled a little. Neither do I. Clara frowned. Don't say that. I stood. My knees cracked. We need a fire. There's dry wood, she said. I found a few broken planks. My hands shook lighting them. The flame caught slow, glowing orange, the barn filled with soft light. I saw Clara's face clearly, pale, tired, but steady. She brushed Jacob's hair back. He's just a boy, she said. I know, I said. But he's seen too much. She looked up at me. So have you. Maybe, I said. But I had a choice. Did you? She asked quietly. Her question hit harder than the rain outside. I sat against a post. The fire popped. Steam rose from our wet clothes. Clara's voice came small. You were married? Once, I said. Long ago. What happened? She died, I said. My fault, maybe. Maybe, she said. I left her alone, I said. Chased money, land, pride. Came back too late. Clara's eyes softened. I'm sorry. Don't be, I said. Sorry doesn't fix graves. She looked at Jacob. Nothing fixes this life. Sometimes, I said. Sometimes it gives you a second chance. Her eyes met mine. You think this is yours? I don't know, I said. But you showed up at my gate. She smiled weakly. And you didn't turn me away. Maybe I should have, I said. Would have been safer. Safer isn't better, she said. Safe men don't live long in truth. Her words surprised me. I wanted to ask more, but Jacob moaned. His fever's rising, I said. She wet a cloth and pressed it to his forehead. He's burning. Keep the fire small, I said. Too much heat won't help. Rain beat harder. Wind howled through cracks. Clara looked scared. He won't die, will he? Not tonight, I said. I've seen worse live. Promise me, she said. I don't make promises I can't keep, I said. But I'll try. She nodded, tears in her eyes. Trying's enough. We sat in silence. Only the fire spoke. After a while, she said, Why help us? You don't even know us. I didn't know her either, I said. Who? My wife, I said. Not really. Not the way I should have, Clara whispered. You loved her? I still do, I said. Even now. Then why help me? Because maybe I couldn't save her, I said. But I can save you? She turned away, wiping her eyes. We don't deserve it. No one does, I said. That's the point, lightning flashed. The whole barn glowed white. For a second I thought I saw her. My Mary, standing near the door, smiling through the light. I blinked. Empty. Only rain. Clara didn't see it. You okay? She asked. Yeah, I said quietly. Just thinking. About her? Always, I said. Jacob stirred. Ma? He whispered. It's me, Clara said. Rest easy. He smiled weakly. Home? Soon, she said. We'll go home. He nodded and drifted back into sleep. I watched his chest rise slow. He'll need a doctor, I said. I can't take him to town, she said. The sheriff will hang him. Then we bring the doctor here, I said. He'll talk, she said. I'll pay him not to, I said. Gold still buys silence. You'd do that for us? I said I would, I said. Now stop doubting. Her hand brushed mine. You're a good man, Sam. Don't say that, I said. Good men don't bury their wives. Good men bury pain, she said. Then keep walking. I didn't answer. I just fed the fire. When night deepened, she leaned against the wall, half asleep. I sat alone watching the flames dance. The rain slowed. The air turned cold again. My mind wandered to old days. My ranch full of life. Mary singing near the window. Her voice came back soft, clear inside my head. Save him, Sam. Save yourself too. I closed my eyes. I'm trying, I whispered. When I opened them, the fire was low. Jacob slept still, color back in his face. Clara's head rested against her knees, peaceful for once. I threw another log on the fire and watched it catch. Outside, dawn crept pale across the fields. Inside, the world felt quiet again. For the first time in years, I wasn't running from ghosts. I was fighting for something that breathed. I looked at the boy, the woman, and the fire between us. I didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but I knew I wouldn't let them face it alone. Rest easy, I whispered. You're safe now, the barn answered with silence kind and deep. I was fixing the fence when I heard the hooves. Slow, heavy, steady, not like a traveler, like a lawman. My hand froze on the post. Henry walked out of the barn, wiping his hands. You hear that? I hear it, I said. Keep quiet. The sound grew louder. Dust lifted along the road. Then I saw him, Sheriff Elias Boone, big hat, big belly, small heart. He rode slow, like a man who enjoyed being feared. Morning, Graves, he said, pulling the reins. Morning, Sheriff, I said. You're far from town. He smiled, but not kindly. Looking for something. I wiped sweat from my neck. Aren't we all? He laughed once. Funny, I'm looking for a woman and a thief. His eyes swept the yard, then the barn. My stomach went tight. You lose them out here? I asked. Maybe, he said. Word is they came this way. He leaned forward in the saddle. You seen anything? Can't say I have, I said. I kept my tone flat, slow. He stared at me. His horse stamped the dirt. Funny, he said. You always were a quiet liar. I try to be honest now, I said. He smiled again. Your version of honest still costs people their lives. He let the words hang like smoke. I looked at the horizon. That so? You remember that farmer out east? He said, the one you outbid for land? He hung himself. My jaw tightened. That was years ago. Time don't clean sin, he said. You of all men should know. I forced a smile. You came here to preach or ask questions? He tilted his head. I came to look inside that barn. I stepped forward. You got a warrant? He chuckled. You think this county runs on paper? I met his stare. You step in my barn, you cross my line. We stared at each other. The wind moved between us. His hand brushed his gun, slow. I didn't blink. After a long second, he smiled again. Thin, mean. You always had nerve. I still do, I said. He turned his horse. If you see anyone, woman, young man, you tell me. Of course, I said. He paused. Be smart, Graves. You've been quiet for years. Don't start making noise now. I nodded. Have a safe ride, Sheriff. He tipped his hat, then rode off slow, dust curling behind him. I stood there until the sound faded. My hands shook. My shirt stuck to my back with sweat. Henry walked closer. He knows, don't he? Maybe, I said. Maybe not. You should have told him the truth, Henry said. I glared at him. You think I'd trade a woman and her boy for peace? He shrugged. I think you're tired of losing everything. I didn't answer. Henry sighed. I'll check the barn, he said. They're scared. Let me, I said. He nodded and went back to the corral. I walked toward the barn. My boots felt heavy in the dust. The door creaked as I pushed it open. Inside it smelled of hay and fear. Clara sat beside the stall, holding Jacob's hand. He was awake but pale. Is he gone? She whispered. He's gone, I said. Her shoulders shook. He knows, doesn't he? Not yet, I said. But he will. Jacob tried to sit up. We can leave tonight, he said. I can ride. You can't, I said. You'd die before sunrise. I'd rather die than hide, he said. Clara turned to him. Stop, you're not dying. He looked away. He'll find us. I crouched beside him. Maybe, but not today. He stared at me with hollow eyes. Why are you helping us? I looked at him, then her. Because someone once helped me, Clara frowned. Who? My wife, I said softly. Silence. Only the wind and the horse's breath. She was kind, I said. I wasn't. I lost her for it. Clara's eyes softened. I'm sorry. I don't need sorry, I said. I need purpose. Maybe this is it. Jacob coughed and winced. Clara held him close. You should rest, she said. He shook his head. If they come, don't let them take her. They won't, I said. He looked at me again. Promise. I promise, I said. He nodded and closed his eyes. Clara brushed his hair back, whispering a prayer. Then she looked at me. You shouldn't lie to the law for us. I've lied for worse, I said. You'll lose everything, she said. I already did, I said. Her eyes searched mine. What are you trying to find now? I took a breath. Peace. Does this feel like peace? She asked. I looked at the sleeping boy. It will, if he lives. Tears filled her eyes. You shouldn't care this much. I can't stop, I said. She turned away, wiping her face. I prayed for help, she said. I didn't think it would come with a gun and guilt. I smiled sadly. God sends strange answers. She laughed softly through tears. You talk like a preacher. I talk like a man who's been empty too long, I said. She looked up. What did the sheriff say? That you and the boy are wanted, I said. He called you thieves. Her face went pale. He's lying. I know, I said. But lies travel faster than truth. She stood, her hands trembling. We should leave now. You can't, I said. He'll expect that. Then what do we do? She asked. We wait, I said. We plan. We get stronger. She stared at me for a long time. Why do you care? I hesitated, because when I saw you at my gate, I saw myself. She looked confused. Yourself? Hungry, I said. Lost. Still pretending not to need saving. Her eyes filled again. You're not lost anymore. Maybe, I said. But I still need to be found. She stepped closer. By who? By someone honest, I said. Someone who hasn't given up. Her hand brushed my arm. Then maybe we both needed the same thing. For a moment, the barn felt quiet, warm. Then a gust of wind pushed through the cracks. It carried dust and the faint sound of a horse far away. I turned toward the door. He'll come back. Clara nodded. I know. Next time, I said, I'll be ready. She looked scared. You'll fight him? If I have to, I said. He doesn't get to take anyone else. She touched my sleeve. Don't die for me. I met her eyes. Then live for me. She froze, then looked away. That's not fair, she said. Neither is life, I said. The wind died down. The quiet returned. She knelt beside Jacob again, whispering his name. I stepped outside and closed the door softly. Henry stood by the fence, watching. You plan to fight the law? I plan to protect my word, I said. He nodded slowly. You always did have a death wish. I smiled faintly. Not this time, he frowned. Then what? I've got something worth keeping now, I said. He didn't answer. Just nodded once, then walked off toward the house. I looked back at the barn where the lantern flickered inside. The air was cooling. The sky burned orange over the ridge. I thought of Boone's smile, of his words, "Time don't clean sin." Maybe he was right. But I could at least make sure it didn't spread. I leaned against the fence and watched the sun sink low. The fields turned gold, then gray. In the distance, I saw a hawk circling slow. Come again, Sheriff, I whispered. Next time I'll be waiting. The wind answered with silence. And for the first time, I didn't feel afraid. The morning broke gray and cold. Wind moved across the dry hills, quiet and sharp. I stood by the stable, listening to the weak coughs from inside the house. The sound of a boy fighting to breathe. Clara came out, eyes red. He's worse, she said. I know, I said. I heard him all night. She held her hands tight. He needs a doctor, Sam. He needs medicine. I'll ride, I said. The town's half a day away. Her eyes filled fast. The sheriff's men, I'll deal with them, I said. He's just a boy. I won't let him die here, she nodded. Please be careful. I promise, I said. I saddled my horse Milo. The sky was heavy, clouds thick with rain. My fingers felt cold around the reins. Clara walked beside me. Sam, she said quietly, if they stop you, don't fight. I looked at her. You think I'm looking for trouble? I think trouble finds you, she said. I almost smiled. I'll come back. You have my word, I rode out. The trail was long and narrow, mud slick under the hooves. My breath made white smoke in the cold. I thought of Jacob, his pale face and weak voice calling Pa in his fever. He called me that once by mistake. I didn't correct him. Halfway down the trail, I saw movement. 2 riders waiting near the creek bend. They saw me first. One waved, the other rested a rifle on his leg. I slowed the horse. "Morning," I said. The taller one spat. "Morning. You Luke Graves?" "Name's Sam," I said. He grinned. "Same man, different name. The sheriff's been asking about you." "I'm heading to town," I said. "Need a doctor?" "For who?" the short one asked. "Kid," I said. "Sick." They looked at each other. "That woman's boy?" I said nothing. The tall man smiled. "Sheriff says she's a thief's wife. You helping her makes you one too." "I don't care what he says," I said. "Now move aside." He stepped forward. "We don't move for free," I sighed. "How much?" "Depends," he said. "What's a life worth to you?" I pulled my bag from the saddle. "I've got gold." "Take it," he laughed. "All of it?" "All of it," I said. He took the pouch heavy in his hand. "You always pay your debts, cowboy." "I try," I said. "Sheriff won't like this," the short one said. "I'm not paying him," I said. "I'm paying you to forget you saw me." They looked at each other again. The tall man smiled. "Fair trade," I rode past. The sound of coins clinking behind me made my stomach twist. It was everything I had left, years of saving, gone in a moment. The rain started as I reached the bridge. The river below was black and fast. I pushed on. By the time I reached town, I was soaked. The doctor's small building stood by the church, light glowing from one window. I knocked hard. Dr. Hayes opened the door, startled. "Sam, it's late." "I need help," I said. "Sick boy." "Clara Turner's brother." He frowned. "The outlaw." "The boy," I said. "He's just a boy." The doctor sighed. "You realize who you're crossing?" "I don't care," I said. "You coming or not?" He studied me for a moment. "Let me grab my bag." We left town as thunder rolled. The rain turned heavy, cutting into my skin. The road blurred, water streaming down. The doctor shouted, "You'll kill yourself in this storm." "I can't wait," I said. "He may not last till morning." We rode fast through mud and lightning. My horse stumbled twice but kept going. The sound of rain swallowed everything, wind, words, fear. When we reached the ranch, Clara stood at the door holding a lantern. The light shook in her hand. "Sam," she cried. I jumped down. "He's here," I said. "The doctor's here." The doctor ran inside. I followed. The room smelled of sweat and sickness. Jacob lay still, skin pale, lips cracked. The doctor touched his forehead. "He's burning," he said. "Water, towels." Clara moved fast, her dress brushing the floor. I stood useless, watching. "Out," the doctor said. "He needs air." "Go wait." I stepped outside. The rain slowed to a drizzle. I leaned against the porch rail, heart pounding. Clara joined me a while later, soaked, shaking. "He's alive," she said. "He's breathing better." I closed my eyes. "Good." She turned to me. "You look different." "I left something on the trail," I said. "What?" "My gold." Her eyes widened. "You paid them?" "I paid everyone," I said. "Men don't forget faces, but they remember coins." She stared at me. "You gave them everything?" "Everything I had," I said. Her lips trembled. "You sold your horse?" I looked away. "He's gone." She stepped closer. "You sold your horse for us?" "No," I said quietly. "I traded everything else." The rain started again, soft and slow. She looked at me, tears mixing with it. "Why?" she whispered. "Because promises mean something," I said. "Because no one kept theirs for me once." "I won't be that man again." She pressed her hands to her mouth. "I don't deserve this." "Maybe not," I said. "Maybe neither do I," she shook her head. "You could have left." "I thought about it," I said. "Every mile. What stopped you?" I smiled weakly. "Your brother called me Pa. That sound stuck." She cried harder. I didn't touch her. The rain did that for me. After a long while, the doctor came out. "He'll live," he said. "He's strong for his size." Clara ran inside. I leaned against the wall, letting the rain wash the mud off my boots. The doctor looked at me. "You know Boone won't like this." "I know," I said. "He'll come for you." "Then he'll find me ready," I said. He studied me. "Why risk your neck for strangers?" "They're not strangers," I said. "Not anymore." He nodded slowly. "You're a fool, Sam Graves." "Maybe," I said. "But a man's worth what he gives away." He left at dawn. The sky broke open in pale light. I watched his cart disappear over the hill. Clara came out again, wrapped in a blanket. He's sleeping, she said softly. His fever's gone. Good, I said. She looked at me. You really gave up everything? Money comes and goes, I said. Peace doesn't. She stepped closer. You don't even have a horse now. I'll walk, I said. Her eyes searched mine. You don't regret it? I shook my head. Not a coin. She reached for my hand. Her fingers were small, cold. I don't know how to thank you. Don't, I said. Just keep him safe. I will, she whispered. We stood in silence. The rain had stopped. The earth smelled clean, alive. I looked toward the empty stable. The space where Milo once stood felt like a wound. Clara followed my gaze. I'll help you earn another, she said. We'll work together. I smiled faintly. You talk like you're staying. I am, she said. If you'll have us. The sun broke through the clouds then, soft and gold. Light hit her face, her hair shining like a flame in the morning air. You don't owe me anything. The morning sun came slow over the ridge. I heard the hens before I opened my eyes. The air smelled of dust, hay, and coffee. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I pushed the door open and saw Clara in the yard feeding the horses. Her hair was tied back with a piece of string. The light hit her face soft, and for a moment I forgot what pain looked like. She turned and smiled a little. You're up early, she said. I never sleep long, I said. Old habits. Henry said you used to rise before dawn, she said. Still do, I said. The land won't wait. She patted Milo's neck. He likes me now. He doesn't like anyone, I said. He respects you, she laughed lightly. Respect. That's new for me. I raised a brow. You earned it. She looked down, quiet for a while. I never earned much, she said. Not before this place. I didn't answer. I wasn't sure how. Inside, Jacob sat near the stove reading a torn Bible. His arm was healing, but he still moved slow. Morning, I said. He looked up. Morning, sir. Stop calling me that, I said. You make me sound important. He grinned. You saved me, didn't you? I patched you up, I said. God saved you. He shrugged. Maybe he used you. I poured him some coffee. Drink slow. Doc said no rush. I'm fine, he said, sipping anyway. We'll leave soon. I paused. Leave? He nodded. You helped enough. We can't stay forever. Clara walked in. Jacob, she said firmly. You're not strong enough? I'll be fine, he said. We're trouble here. I stepped closer. You think I scare easy? He shook his head. No, sir. But Boone's a man, I said. Just a man, Jacob frowned. He's the law. I smiled without joy. The law's never been clean. Clara sighed. Enough. Eat first. That night the wind came strong through the cracks. We sat by the fire after supper. The flames danced, shadows climbing the walls. Tell me something true, Clara said softly. About before. I stared into the fire. You don't want my stories. I do, she said. I want to know the man who helped me. I leaned back. The man I used to be? I said quietly. She nodded. I was married, I said. Mary, she died because I was proud. Clara's eyes lifted. How? I chose money over mercy, I said. Sold my soul for land. Lost both. Silence filled the room. Even the fire seemed to listen. She would have liked you, I said. Clara blinked fast. You don't have to say that. It's true, I said. You've got her strength. She smiled faintly. I don't feel strong. You don't need to, I said. You just keep going. She looked at the fire. Sometimes I forget how to laugh. Then start small, I said. You just did. Her lips curved. Did I? Almost, I said. She laughed then, soft, unsure. It feels strange, she said. Like it's been years. It probably has, I said. But it suits you, she looked at me. You smiled too. I touched my beard. Maybe, she leaned forward. It's good to see. I didn't answer. My heart was louder than the fire. Later, after she went to bed, I walked out to the porch. The moon hung low and red. The land stretched endless, calm. I thought of Mary. I thought of Clara. Both brave, both broken. Both better than me. Henry came up behind me, chewing tobacco. You're quiet tonight, he said. I talk enough in my head, I said. He chuckled. You thinking about her? Which her? I said. The living one, he said. I smirked. I don't think that way. Maybe you should, he said. You could use light in that house. I looked at him. Boone won't stop, Henry. He'll come for her. Then let him, Henry said. You fought worse. I'm not that man anymore, I said. He spat. Then find him again. I didn't answer. The wind carried dust across the yard. I watched it drift like ghosts. The next morning, I heard laughter. Real laughter. Clara was teaching Jacob to saddle Milo. He fumbled with the straps, swearing under his breath. Language, she said. He grinned. Sorry, ma'am. Don't call me that, she said. I'm not old. I stepped outside. You'll break his ribs before you fix that strap, I said. Jacob sighed. He keeps moving. He senses fear, I said. Stand tall. Jacob straightened his back. Milo calmed. Like that? He asked. Better, I said. He trusts strength. Jacob smiled. You think he'll ever like me? Maybe, I said. Takes time. Clara brushed her hands. Everything takes time. I looked at her. She met my eyes. For a second, the world slowed. At supper, Henry joined us. He brought stew and news. Boone's men been asking questions in town, he said. Clara froze. About us? About you, Henry said. And him. He nodded at me. Jacob gripped his spoon. I told you he's coming, I sighed. Let him. Clara looked at me. You can't fight the law. I'm not fighting the law, I said. I'm fighting a man. You'll die, she said. Maybe, I said. But not without a reason. Her eyes softened. Why would you risk it? I met her gaze. Because I already lost once. Henry cleared his throat. You'll need a plan. I'll handle it, I said. No one else gets hurt. Clara's voice rose. You think I'll hide while you bleed? I looked at her. I think you'll do what's smart. She stood. Smart doesn't save people. Heart does. The room went silent. Even Jacob looked away. I sighed. You've got too much of both, I said. She crossed her arms. And you've got too little. Her words hit hard. She didn't apologize, and I didn't ask her to. That night I couldn't sleep. I walked out to the barn. Milo lifted his head when I entered. Still awake, boy, I said. Me too. I brushed his mane slow, my thoughts heavy. You think I can be better? I asked. He snorted softly. Didn't think so. I heard footsteps. Clara stood in the doorway, a shawl around her shoulders. You talk to horses now? She said. Better company, I said. She stepped closer. I didn't mean what I said earlier? Yes, you did, I said. And you were right, she shook her head. I was angry. So am I said. At myself. Why? She asked. For being half a man, I said. For hiding behind guilt. She looked at me. You saved my brother. You fed us. You gave us home. I shook my head. I gave you danger. She reached out, touching my hand. You gave us hope. Her skin was warm, steady. My breath caught. I pulled back slow. You should rest, I said quietly. So should you, she said. You carry too much. I smiled a little. You sound like Mary, your wife? She asked. I nodded. She used to say the same. She must have loved you, Clara said. She did, I said. And I failed her. Then don't fail again. The sun burned low when I heard hooves outside the barn. I knew that sound. Heavy, steady, sure. Lawman. I wiped my hands on my coat and stepped out. Afternoon, Sheriff, I said. Boone smiled, slow and sharp. Afternoon, Graves. You been busy? Always am, I said. He looked past me, eyes scanning the stalls. Strange thing, he said. A few folks swear they saw a woman around here. And maybe a boy. That true? I felt my chest tighten. I don't know what folks see. They talk too much. He stepped closer. Don't lie to me, Sam. You were always bad at it. I'm not lying, I said. Just working. Boone's hand rested on his revolver. You remember my rule, don't you? Anyone helps an outlaw, anyone hides a fugitive, they hang. I remember, I said. But I ain't hiding anyone. Behind me, the barn door creaked. I didn't have to look to know who it was. Clara stepped out, her face pale but steady. Stop, I whispered, but she didn't. Boone's grin widened. Well, there she is. Clara walked to me, voice calm. Don't do this, she said. Boone tipped his hat. You lied to me, Graves. You're done. He turned to his men. Take him. 2 deputies came forward, rifles raised. I clenched my fists, ready to fight, but Clara caught my arm. Don't, she said. Please. They grabbed me, slammed my hands behind my back. Boone leaned close. I told you not to cross me again. You talk too much, I said. He hit me with the butt of his gun. I fell hard, dirt in my teeth, blood in my mouth. Samuel. Clara cried out. Boone turned to her. You can thank him later, from the gallows. She stepped forward, shaking. Wait, Sheriff, please. He looked amused.
Please, from you? She took a breath.
Trade me for him. Everything stopped. Boone blinked. What did you say?
You want someone punished? She said.
Then take me.
Let him go.
He laughed, long and cruel. Trade yourself for a man who lied to me?
Why?
Because I owe him, she said.
He saved my brother's life.
Boone glanced at me, then back at her.
You'd sell yourself for this, rancher?
Her chin lifted.
You call it what you want.
I call it a choice. Boone's eyes glimmered like a snake's. Fine, I'll take your deal. Don't, I said, pushing against the deputies.
Clara, no!
She looked at me, eyes wet.
I have to. You don't owe me anything.
I shouted.
You hear me?
She whispered. You gave me hope. Let me return it, Boone ordered his men. Lock him up. I'll take the lady. Sheriff, one deputy began. Do it, Boone barked. They dragged me toward his wagon. I kicked, cursed, fought like hell. But they threw me into the cell behind the office and slammed the door. Through the window, I saw Boone lift Clara onto his horse. She didn't fight, didn't cry. Just looked back once, eyes meeting mine. Clara, I yelled. Her voice carried soft through the wind. I'll be fine. Then she was gone. I slammed my hands against the bars. Boone, I roared. You touch her, I'll kill you. He just laughed, spurred his horse, and vanished down the trail. The cell smelled of iron and sweat. My wrists bled from the rope. I sat on the floor, head spinning. Henry came in after an hour carrying water. You look like hell, he said quietly. Where'd he take her? I asked. To his estate out east, Henry said. He'll use her to make you talk, or break you. I gritted my teeth. He's already broken the wrong man. Henry crouched beside me. Sam, don't do something stupid. Too late for smart, I said. He looked down. You really care for her, don't you? I stared at the floor. She offered herself for me, Henry. How do I not care? He sighed. Then plan, don't burn. Fire needs aim. I closed my eyes. My pulse slowed, but the fire stayed. That night, the jail was quiet. The moon cut thin light across the floor. I thought of her. The way she'd said, trade me for him. The same words she'd said when we met. Trade me for a horse. Now she'd done it again, and I'd let her. I whispered, You fool, Sam. You let it happen twice. My throat hurt. I hit the bars until my knuckles split. Footsteps echoed. Henry appeared again. Stop that, he said. You'll bleed out before you save her. I can't stay here, I said. You think I don't know that? He looked over his shoulder, then slipped a key from his pocket. Sheriff leaves in the morning. You've got till then, I frowned. Why are you helping me? He shrugged. Boone's been dirty for years. Maybe time someone cleaned it up. I gripped his hand. Thank you. Don't thank me, he said. Just don't die. He unlocked the door. I stepped out slow, body stiff, but heart sharp. You got a horse ready? I asked. Your old one, he said. Milo's waiting behind the corral. Good, I said. He knows the road better than I do. Henry handed me a pistol. You'll need this. I checked the chamber. I'll use it only if I must. He nodded. Then ride fast. Outside, the night was cool. The moon rode high, pale and hard. I saddled Milo and whispered, We ride for her, boy. He snorted, as if he knew. We took the back trail, dust soft under hooves. The world was quiet except for wind and crickets. Every sound felt heavy. I thought about Mary, my dead wife. Her last words had been, Don't lose yourself trying to fix the past. I'd failed her once. I wouldn't fail again. By midnight, I saw Boone's estate far off, lights glowing like eyes in the dark. I stopped on a ridge and looked down. His house stood alone, wide and white, surrounded by fences and guards. I whispered, Clara, hold on. Then I turned the horse away. I couldn't rush in blind. I needed gold. Boone's kind only feared one thing, losing their wealth. Back at the old mine where I hid my savings, I dug through dirt and dust until my fingers found metal. Coins, my last treasure, enough to buy her back or bury him. I loaded the saddlebag, every coin heavy with memory. The night wind pressed cold against my face. I said out loud, You traded yourself for me. Now I'll trade gold for you. The words sounded strange, like prayer and promise together. By dawn, I saw the house again. I could hear men laughing near the barn, their voices cruel and drunk. I dismounted and hid behind a wagon. The sky turned pink, soft and cruel. One thought filled me, sharp as a blade. She said trade me for him. I will trade everything to bring her home. The sun rose slow. Lighting the gold in my hands, I whispered, "This ends today." I pulled my hat low, checked the pistol, and walked toward Boone's gate. The guards laughed when they saw me. "Morning, boys," I said. I brought payment. They frowned. "For what?" "For a deal your boss made," I said. "He traded wrong. I came to fix it." My voice stayed calm, but my hands shook. Rage burned steady in my chest. Inside, I could almost hear her voice again. "Take me home." "I'm coming, Clara," I said under my breath. "One way or another." The gold clinked softly as I walked, each step closer to fire, blood, and payback. The world had taken enough from me. The night smelled like dust and iron. The moon hung low over the hills. I stood in my cell, listening. Every sound in that jail cut sharp. The wind, the crickets, my heartbeat. I waited for Henry, then I heard it. 3 taps on the wall. That was our signal. "Henry?" I whispered. "Quiet," he said from outside. "You ready?" "I've been ready," I said. He slid a key under the bars. "Sheriff's out cold." Took his last drink too deep. I pushed the door open slow. "You sure about this?" "I ain't leaving you to rot," he said. "You got a woman to save." I nodded. "Then we ride fast." He handed me my coat and my hat. "Your horse is waiting." Saddles loaded. We slipped through the back, past the sleeping deputy. The dirt crunched under my boots. My lungs burned from the cold air. At the stable, Elias snorted when he saw me. "Good boy," I whispered. "We got a long night." Henry held the reins. "Where are you heading?" "Boone's estate," I said. "I'm buying her back." He frowned. "Buying with what?" I opened my coat pocket. Gold coins gleamed in the moonlight. "Everything I have left." "You're gonna give him that?" "She traded herself for me," I said. "I'll pay my debt," Henry sighed. "You always were stubborn." "Not stubborn," I said. "Just done living wrong." He gripped my arm. "Then ride hard." "Don't stop till dawn." "I won't," I said. "If I don't make it back," he cut me off. "You will." "Boone's not God. He bleeds like any man." I climbed on Elias and took one last look at him. "Thank you, old friend." He tipped his hat. "Go bring her home." I kicked the reins. Elias took off, hooves slicing the dirt road like thunder. The wind hit my face, cold and wild. Every mile between me and Boone's house felt like a lifetime. I thought of Clara, her hands shaking, her voice breaking when she said, "Trade me for him." Those words burned inside me. I'd heard them every night since. The road bent around the river. The moonlight danced on the black water. I rode faster. Elias breathed hard but didn't slow. By the time I reached Boone's estate, the horizon was gray with dawn. The big house stood silent, lanterns still burning. 2 guards at the gate crossed their rifles. "You lost, Cowboy," one said. "I'm here for Clara Turner," I said. "Boone don't sell folks at sunrise." The man laughed. I reached into my pocket and showed them the gold. "He'll make an exception." They looked at each other, then one whistled low. "Go on in," he said. "He'll want to see that shine." I rode through the gate, heart pounding. The yard smelled of wet dirt and smoke. I tied Elias to the post and walked up the steps. Boone opened the door before I could knock. "Well, well," he said. "The rancher returns." "I came to buy her back," I said. He smiled, slow. "Buy her?" "You think she's cattle?" "She's worth more than gold," I said. "But that's what I've got." He stepped aside. "Come in, then. Let's talk business." The inside smelled of whiskey and sweat. Clara sat on the floor by the fireplace, wrists bound, eyes hollow. She looked up and whispered, "Sam?" "I'm here," I said. Boone laughed. "Ain't love sweet? Man breaks out of jail for a woman who ain't his." "Let her go," I said. "Got payment?" I dropped the pouch on his table. Coins spilled across the wood, bright even in the dim light. He stared at them. "That all of it?" "Every coin I own," I said. "More than you deserve." He picked one up, bit it, and grinned. "Pure gold." "You surprised me, Graves. Didn't think you still had honor left." "I lost everything else," I said. "Might as well keep that." He motioned to his guard. "Cut her loose." The man obeyed, slicing the rope around her wrists. Clara rubbed her skin, eyes wet. "Go," I said softly. She didn't move. "He'll shoot you," she whispered. Boone chuckled. "Smart woman. Shame she's wasted on you." I met his eyes. "You've had your gold. Let us leave." He leaned back. "One more thing." "What?" You humiliated me, he said. Lied to me, shot at my men, made me look weak. You really think I'd let you walk out alive? I saw his hand move toward his gun. My pulse froze. Don't, I said quietly. He smiled. Too late. The shot cracked through the room. His bullet hit my shoulder. Pain burned hot, but I didn't fall. I fired back before I could think. My bullet hit him in the chest. Boone gasped, eyes wide. He dropped his gun and stumbled backward, knocking a bottle off the shelf. It shattered on the floor. Clara screamed. Sam, I pressed my hand to my wound. It's nothing, I said. Boone sank to his knees. Gold, he whispered, staring at the coins. All that gold. And still poor. Then he stopped breathing. The room went still except for the ticking clock on the wall. Clara crawled to me. You're bleeding, she said. I've bled before, I said. Let me help. I shook my head. We need to go. She looked at Boone's body. You killed him. He drew first, I said. She touched my face. You didn't have to come back. Yes, I did, I said. You traded your freedom for mine. I had to balance the scales. She looked down at the gold scattered on the floor. You gave it all. I never needed it, I said. Gold can't buy peace. We stepped outside. The sunrise painted the sky orange and pink. I breathed deep, the air heavy with dust and ash. Elias neighed softly. I smiled weakly. Home, boy, I whispered. Clara helped me onto the saddle. You can't ride like that. I've ridden worse, I said. She climbed up behind me, arms around my waist. Her voice shook. You're cold. I'm fine, I said. No, she said. You're not. We rode slow down the hill. Behind us, Boone's house stood still, the gold glittering in the open door. I thought of burying him, but he'd buried enough souls already. By the time we reached the river, I could hardly keep my eyes open. Don't fall asleep, she said. Stay with me. I'm not going anywhere, I whispered. Promise? I promise. We stopped under a tree. I slid off the horse, my shoulder burning. Clara caught me before I hit the ground. She tore her sleeve and pressed it against the wound. Hold still, I groaned. You sound like the doctor. I had to learn, she said. Life doesn't wait for help. I laughed once. No, it doesn't. When the bleeding slowed, I looked at her. He's gone. Good, she said. Let him stay gone, I nodded. He died the same way he lived, with greed in his hands. She smiled faintly. And you? I lived with guilt, I said. Maybe now I can live with peace. She brushed hair from my face. You did more than save me. You saved yourself. Maybe, I said, but I'd do it again. We sat there until the sun rose high. The river shimmered gold under the light. I looked at it and thought of the coins scattered on Boone's floor. Clara followed my gaze. Gold everywhere, she said. Yeah, I said. But this kind shines different. She smiled. You always talk like that? Only when I'm bleeding, I said. She laughed through her tears. Then don't stop. I leaned back against the tree and closed my eyes. You free now, Clara, she took my hand. So are you. The wind carried the smell of rain. Elias grazed nearby, calm as if nothing happened. Let's go home, she whispered. Home, I repeated. Sounds right. We mounted again, slow and quiet. I didn't look back. The road ahead was open, golden in the sun. The world felt wide again. My heart, heavy for years, finally learned to rest. The first light touched the curtains. I opened my eyes to the sound of birds and slow breathing. The room smelled of medicine and soap. My hand rested on the wooden chair beside the bed. Clara lay still, pale but breathing easy. The doctor's coat hung on the door. His notes lay open near the window. I sat up and rubbed my face. My body felt heavy, like I'd fought the whole world and lost. Then she moved. Her lips parted, soft as a whisper. Where am I? In the doctor's home, I said quietly. You're safe. Her eyes opened slow, blue and tired. You came back. I did. Why? She asked. I looked at the floor. Because you traded your freedom for mine. She tried to speak but stopped. Her hand shook slightly. I caught it. Easy, I said. You're weak. I remember the cell, she said. You behind the bars. I remember his face, Boone's eyes. Then nothing. You fainted, I said. He took you. I went after. Her brow tightened. You shouldn't have. I had to. You could have died, she said. He was the law. He was never the law, I said. He was greed in a badge. Her eyes filled with tears. You killed him? I nodded once. He left me no choice. She closed her eyes.
Did he suffer?
No, I said. He didn't deserve more of your pain. She was silent. Then she whispered, I prayed for him to stop breathing. That doesn't make you cruel, I said. It makes you human. She turned her head away. I'm not sure I am anymore, I sighed. You're more human than I ever was. Her fingers gripped mine weakly. You don't believe that? I do now, I said. Because I've seen what faith looks like when it's hungry, scared, and still fighting. She breathed slow. Faith, she repeated. It's been years since I used that word. You carried it even when you forgot, I said. That's what saved him, Jacob, she whispered. Where is he? He's at the ranch, I said. Henry's with him. The boy's fine. Stronger every day. Her mouth twitched into a small smile. He needs food, not faith. I smiled too. He has both now. The morning light grew brighter. The doctor stepped in quietly. She's awake, he said with relief. She is, I said. He checked her pulse, nodded. You did right bringing her here. She saved me first, I said. He smiled. Then maybe you're even. After he left, silence returned. The kind of silence that says what words can't. I poured water into a cup. Drink, she sat up slowly, hand trembling. I held the cup to her lips. Thank you, she whispered. Don't thank me, I said. You've done enough thanking for one lifetime. I owe you, she said softly. No, I said. You owe me nothing. She looked at me, eyes searching. Then why do you look like a man still paying a debt? I couldn't answer right away. The room felt smaller. Because I am, I said. To who? She asked. To her, I said. To Mary. Her voice softened. Your wife, I nodded. She wanted gold. I wanted land. We both lost our souls trying to own something that could never love us back. Clara watched me in silence. I built fences to keep people out, I said. Lost everything worth keeping. I thought love was trade, work for comfort, promise for promise. I thought peace had a price, and now? She asked. Now I know peace can't be bought, I said. It has to be earned with forgiveness. She touched her chest. Do you forgive yourself? Not yet, I said. But I'm learning. Her lips trembled. You saved me, Sam. No, I said. I just did what I should have done years ago, the right thing. Tears rolled down her face. You don't know what you gave me. I gave you nothing that wasn't already yours, I said. You gave me more. You made me remember what it means to live without shame. She wiped her tears. You sound like a preacher, I laughed softly. I sound like a fool who finally listened. She smiled through tears. That's better. I looked at her hand in mine. You have strength, I said. More than any man I've known. Strength is just fear in disguise, she said. I've been scared all my life. Then you're the bravest person I know, I said. She looked down. You mean that? Every word. For a long time, neither of us spoke. The only sound was wind brushing the window. After a while, she said, I thought dying would be peace. I thought I was done. You're not done, I said. You're just starting. Starting what? She asked. Living without chains, I said. Her eyes lifted to mine. What if I don't know how? I'll teach you, I said. She smiled faintly. That sounds like another promise. It is, I said. But this one I'll keep. The doctor returned with broth. She can eat, he said. I nodded. Thank you. He looked at me kindly. You both need rest. The past won't run away. When he left, she tried to eat. Her hand shook again. I held the bowl steady. Easy, I said. You always say that, she murmured. Because it's always true, I said. After a few bites, she leaned back, tired. Tell me about her, she said. Mary. I looked at the window. She was light, I said softly. The kind that blinds you when you stare too long. She believed gold could fix what love couldn't. And you? Clara asked. I believed her, I said. That was my sin. She left? She left with my partner, I said. Frank Doyle. Took the ranch, the cattle, everything. Clara's eyes widened. The same Frank you killed? I nodded. He took everything but my guilt. She stared at me. And now? Now I finally understand, I said. You can lose land, gold, even love. But if you lose your soul, you lose everything, she whispered. You found it again. Maybe, I said. Maybe you found it for me. She reached out, brushed my hand with her fingers. You think too much, she said. Maybe that's all I have left, I said. No, she said softly. You have more. You have peace. I shook my head. Not yet. Then I forgive you, she said. I froze. For what? For everything you blame yourself for, she said. For what you couldn't change. For the lives you couldn't save. Her words broke something inside me. I leaned forward, pressing my forehead to her hand. Don't do that, I whispered. I don't deserve it, she smiled faintly. That's why it matters. The tears came quietly. I didn't fight them. Her fingers touched my hair, light as wind. She whispered, We both paid in gold, Sam. Now let's live in peace. I looked up at her. You make it sound simple. It is, she said. You just have to want it more than the past. I nodded slowly. Then I do. Outside, the sun climbed higher. Warm light filled the small room. The doctor's wife opened the window wider, letting in the sound of town life. Carts, dogs, children laughing. Clara smiled faintly. Sounds alive again. It does, I said. I want to see it, she said. Tomorrow, I said. When you're strong, she shook her head. Now, please, I helped her sit up. The window breeze touched her hair. She breathed in deep. Smells like rain, she said. Means new life, I said. Means we survived, she whispered. I watched her face, thin and fragile but alive. The same face that had once begged for a horse, now glowing in sunlight. She turned to me. You're quiet again. I'm just thinking, I said. About what? About how some debts are paid, not with gold, I said, but with grace. She nodded. Then maybe we're rich after all, I smiled. Maybe we are. Her head rested against the pillow. Will you stay? Until you tell me to go, I said. Her eyes closed. Then you'll never leave. I didn't answer. I just watched her breathe, slow and steady. Outside, the wind moved across the fields. I felt the weight lift, soft, and the mornings came quiet now. The land breathed again. The fences stood straight, the horses strong. I woke each day before the sun and thanked God for another dawn. The air smelled of hay and peace. For the first time in years, I felt at home. Coffee's ready, Clara called from the porch. I turned and smiled. You always beat me to it. Habit, she said. You move slower these days, I laughed. Age does that. She poured a cup and handed it to me. Her hands were steady, soft, healed from all they'd been through. The gold bracelet she wore caught the light, the one I bought after it was all over. Jacob came running from the barn. Milo's full standing, Mr. Graves. Call me Sam, I said. You've earned that. He grinned. Yes, sir, Sam. Clara smiled at him. He's proud of that horse. He should be, I said. He saved it himself. Jacob nodded, serious now. Like you saved us. I looked away, heat rising in my chest. We saved each other, boy. He ran off toward the corral. The sound of hooves echoed in the field. I watched him go, healthy, strong, free. I thought of the first time I saw him, bleeding in that old barn. That boy was gone now. A man stood in his place. Clara leaned against the post. He talks about you all the time. What does he say? That you gave him a home. I sipped the coffee. Then I guess I did something right. You did more than that, she said softly. I shook my head. I just paid a debt. She studied my face. Still calling it that? It was, I said. A debt I carried too long. Her eyes narrowed, gentle but firm. You bought my freedom, Sam. You didn't owe me. I didn't buy you, I said. I freed you. There's a difference. She looked down, twisting the bracelet. You paid gold. I owed peace, I said. That's worth more, she smiled faintly. And did you find it? I looked at the field stretching out in gold light. I think so. For the first time, the silence doesn't hurt, she nodded. Then it's not silence anymore. It's peace. We stood there for a while, just listening to the wind. It moved through the grass like a whisper. Somewhere, a hawk cried high above the hills. I thought about the man I used to be. Angry, selfish, broken. That man was gone, buried with Boone in the dust. Henry rode up on his old bay horse. Morning, Sam, he shouted. Fences held through the storm. Good work, I said. He climbed down and smiled at Clara. Miss Turner, sorry, Miss... She blushed. Still Turner, she said. Not for long, Henry muttered. Town can't stop talking. They call you the widow who saved the rancher. Clara groaned. People need new stories. Maybe, Henry said. But they like happy endings. He tipped his hat and rode off. Clara turned to me. You hear that? I heard, I said. They exaggerate, do they? she asked. I was the one who needed saving, I said. You still think that? I know that, she smiled. Then maybe we both did. I walked to the fence, running my hand along the rail. The sun climbed higher, painting the land gold. The dust shimmered like coins in the air. I turned to her. You remember that night? I remember all of it. You asked for a horse, I said. Said you'd trade yourself. She closed her eyes. I was desperate. I know, I said. But you gave me something too. You gave me a reason to live? Her eyes opened, bright and soft. You gave me back my dignity. I nodded. We made a good trade. She laughed quietly. A strange one. Worth every ounce of gold, I said. She walked closer. You still keep that pouch? In the desk, I said. Buried under papers. I never touched it again. Why keep it? She asked. To remember, I said. That some things cost more than they should. She took my hand. And some things are priceless. Her hand fit mine perfectly, steady, warm. I felt the air shift, calm and certain. Jacob called from across the field. Sam, Milo's running again. I smiled. Go ahead. Let him stretch. The horse bolted, mane flying, dust swirling like light. It felt like freedom itself had come back to the land. Beautiful, Clara said softly. Yeah, I whispered. So are you, she looked down, cheeks coloring. You shouldn't say that. Why not? Because I'll believe it. Then believe it, I said. It's true. Her laughter came quiet but real. It filled the space between us. I hadn't heard that sound in years, not like this. When evening came, we ate supper together. Stew and bread, simple but good. The fire cracked and shadows danced on the walls. Jacob played his harmonica near the window, the tune slow and soft. Clara leaned close. You know, he smiles more now. Kids heal faster than we do. And you? She asked. Healed yet? Getting there, I said. You helped, she smiled. That's enough for me. After dinner, I stepped outside alone. The stars spread wide across the dark sky. The air was cool, clean. The smell of rain lingered far off. I thought about all I'd lost, Mary, the land, the years. And then I thought about what I'd found. Faith, family, forgiveness. The door creaked behind me. Clara came out, arms folded. You always sneak out after supper. I like the quiet, I said. Still can't sleep. Sometimes, I said. Old ghosts keep talking. She came beside me. Tell them they're late, I laughed softly. I think they finally stopped. We watched the fields together. The moonlight made the wheat look like waves of gold. The night was warm, kind. I wanted to say something, but my throat felt tight. Clara spoke first. You remember what I said the day you found me? I remember every word. I said, trade me for a horse. I remember thinking you were mad. She smiled. Maybe I was. And now? I asked. Now I'd trade anything for this, she said. I looked at her. Even gold? Especially gold, she said. Gold fades. Peace doesn't. I nodded slowly. Then we're rich. She reached for my hand. Rich in the right way. We stood there, hands joined, the night stretching wide and quiet. A soft wind lifted the dust and turned it to gold in the moonlight. It felt like the earth itself was forgiving me. Clara, I said. Yes? You said I didn't owe you gold. I meant it. I know, I said. But I owed you peace, she smiled. And you gave it. I took a deep breath, the kind that fills every corner of your chest. You gave me life. Her eyes shimmered. Then I guess we're even, I laughed. Even sounds good. Even feels better, she said. The stars glowed brighter, and somewhere a coyote cried. Not lonely, just alive. The night carried that sound far across the plains. I closed my eyes and listened. The world at last was quiet inside me. We turned toward the house. The windows glowed warm. Jacob waved from inside. Come in, you two, he called. Go ahead, I said to her. I'll follow. She hesitated. Don't stay out too long. I won't, I said. She went inside. I stayed one last moment, watching the light, the dust, the land that had forgiven me. The wind moved through the wheat again, soft, endless, gold. I whispered into the dark, thank you, and the earth somehow seemed to whisper back.